Doing some upgrades to my P320 TacOps. This is the original version, although I've done upgrades over the years. So I already upgraded to this X-Carry grip years ago, and it is modified. I did have to cut and file out the mag well on the X-Carry grip to accept the older style extended mags. The newer ones are tapered. And then I also stippled the grip when this came out. I used to run the Apex trigger, but then I sent this in for the voluntary recall, and they changed out the fire control unit parts, so my Apex trigger wouldn't work anymore. So I upgraded to their X-Carry trigger a while ago. And this is the one that has the suppressor height sights, and you can see I do have mine drifted over because this gun always did not shoot straight. So I'm going to do some more upgrades today on it. This is the original grip module that it came with that I also stippled. Just saving it in the box that the new grip module came in. They do sell a version of this gun. It's almost exactly like the way I've modified this one, except it'll come with a flared mag well and the newer style magazines that are tapered. And the rear sight will be different. It'll be an easily adjustable one where you don't have to use a sight pusher tool, and it'll come with a green front dot. But what I'm gonna do is I finally broke down, decided I want to run an optic on it, and I found a deal on their slide. I'm kind of thinking about getting them, but I didn't really want one in bare metal, but now they found one in stock that was colored. So, and then this has the plate that does not need to be accessed from underneath. So I can run their red dot on there. And on theirs, it doesn't say that it was going to be test fired, but it's obvious that it's been well used. The thing is filthy, and it shipped to me just like that. I'm also going to be changing out the takedown lever. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but you can see this is where I rest my thumb on it. I've worn off the finish on there. Holding it like this. And I found one of these online. It's the Go Gun USA gas pedal. So it'll give you a ledge to rest your thumb on, and it's textured. So I'll be swapping that out at the same time I do the slide. As for the optic, it's the Romeo 1 Pro. I don't have any experience with the previous Romeo 1s, but the Pro one is different dimensions, and it also comes with a steel shroud. So I'll also be installing that. And I think what I'm going to end up having to do is, it's nice that this came with all the internals on the slide, because I originally thought I was going to have to transfer over all the guts. But this one doesn't come with suppressor sights, even though they are the tritium ones. So I'm going to have to push these out, swap them for my TacOps ones, and I'll probably put these on the original slide. Another thing I forgot to mention, when I did my voluntary turn-in on the P320, I forgot what year it was right after it happened, although I had to wait like 6 months to get my turn. But when they return your gun to you, they gave you one of these cards for 25% off their store. Now it says it expired 12/31/2018. It's not true. I punched in that code, and I got 25% off this slide, which was $100 off. So it still worked, and I did that 3 weeks ago. It took 3 weeks to ship this to me. I don't know why. It stayed in Indiana forever. So I don't know what was going on in there. But yeah, if you never ended up using your card that they gave you, it'll still work on their website, which is pretty awesome. So this ended up being a $300 slide. It's a couple hours later, I'm finally finished. Got my parts transferred over on the new slide. Put my suppressor height sights on this one. And I moved over their shorter sights onto my old slide. And I've matched it up where I had the 0 set on the old slide. If you ever used a sight pusher tool, you know how annoying and time consuming these things are, trying to match up adapters with the different facets and shapes of the slide. You gotta be super careful because you're trying not to damage the finish like I did right there, even with 4 layers of tape and going really, really slow. It's still twisted a little bit in the sight pusher tool. I've got everything mounted now. Temporarily, I've got this rear sight pushed over to the right, just like the old slide, just in case the 0 locks up the same, but the barrel should lock up differently on this slide, so I might have to change that. But what I'll do is I'll 0 the dot and see if I need to adjust this left or right some more. And I'll adjust that later in the future when I actually do some test firing. Got the gas pedal on there, and that's how it works. And something I wanted to point out on the slide plate that comes with this, these Torx head screws, the package does not come with the correct tool for them. They're pretty big. I don't know the exact size. I had to go digging through my spare parts in my toolbox to find some big ones to fit this. So the Torx head bolts that you're going to get with your Romeo 1 Pro, these are smaller than the slide plate screws that Sig supplies. So just be aware of that you might have to buy a Torx head tool for it. But that's what it looks like.